So, we can't really go into a lot of detail, but we are laying out, with being reminded the ground rules, if you like, and the solution is in prashadam for our eating, because there too, saying, out of all the senses that are keeping us attached to this world, the tongue is the most voracious, wanting, 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 and difficult to control. But that you, dear Lord, are so kind that you have given your own remnants, your own prashadam, your own mercy in the form of your remnants, in order that we can control our tongue. And elsewhere, Guru Maharaj explains that the real yogis, not the, dress up like a yogi and do whatever you like kind of yogi, but those who are actually focused and really trying to be a yogi, they can control all of their senses except the desires of the tongue. See, they may control all other senses, satisfied means drifted away, but the desires of the tongue remaining, and that will bring them back. And so Krishna really is merciful, that he's giving us prasada. We cannot do nothing, we cannot deny the fact we've got senses. Rather, Krishna is very happy we have senses, and happy that we use our senses in the proper way. So, Krishna prasada. Krishna is very happy if our endeavor is seva, and we are getting zeros on the account, doing so many things, but in seva. So there is the solution to each of these challenges which are here. How do we do it? What to do? And that ninth offense to the holy name, which so often we are asked about out of all the offenses. Well, 10th offense. Oh no, 10th offense to the holy name. Sorry, I'm thinking about 10th offense to the holy name. That we are so often asked about out of all the offenses. That to maintain material attachment, despite all the good evidence we've heard from the scriptures and from the sadhus, but it's to maintain undue material attachment. But we need to be attached to things that we are responsible for. If you borrow your brother's sister's car or something, you will be very careful about their car. You don't want to get it scratched, you don't want this. No, you're going to be very careful about it. So we must see that we are responsible for Krishna's things. So this is also very helpful in this line of we are maybe accumulating things, but that accumulation is not for mundane. I, me, mine, as Prahlad Maharaj says. The whole problem is I, me, and mine. And so everything that may come to us, it is in our care, it is not ours. This is a helpful way. But this over-endeavoring for mundane things, which are very difficult to achieve, what is coming readily for our maintenance, the mundane side of our life, then we accept happens. Whether we are King Prataparudra or we are Kolavecha Sridham. She's coming. 4. Practicing the scriptural rules and regulations just for the sake of following them and not for the sake of spiritual advancement, or rejecting the rules and regulations of the scriptures and working independently and whimsically. And this is described like two sides of the same coin. To be too strict. Like you see, if you read, there's a book called Hari Bhakti Vilas. If you read that book, you will spend all day long doing things for like purification and avoiding, avoiding bad things, doing good things. That doesn't mean the book is bad. It's telling us the ideal. This is Brahminical culture and Brahminical life. But We cannot do it. We cannot do it. And if we try to do what everything is there and have it got the right way, we in Kali Yuga, will lose the whole purpose why we've got this pot of Ganges water, why we've got this incense, why we've got these flowers. And we're going to be all involved in that technicality, the technicalities and the right mantra. And even we can try with the right mantras. If Srila Gurudev is sitting beside you, he's quite likely to say to the next person, you know what he's saying. So we've got the Maha Mantra. Again, Krishna's been kind to give us prasadam. And Krishna's been very kind to give us the Maha Mantra in this age. So to be too attentive. But the other side of the coin is to be too neglectful of the guidance that has been given. And so, how do we know if we are doing too much for the official side, traditional side, Vedic side of things, or too little? How do we know? Gurudev has been giving that guidance, the practical way of following the scripture and following the mood of the scripture. So, as far as possible, it's Gurudev and Guru Maharaj who are our reference point, where we can get our checks and balances for how much we follow, how much we don't. For instance, initiations. Initiation, a very simple thing, a plate, fruit, flowers, incense, the men give some cloth. Very straightforward. But it's a token observance of what is given in the scripture, as Guru Maharaj and Gurudev followed that. And you can say there's no need for any of it. And somebody else can say there's need for all of these other things. Oh, you can't just have that. You also have to do this. But Guru Maharaj and Gurudev have given us a harmonious path, a harmonious way, middle path. And middle path is good.
So my question is, what does it mean follow rules and regulations? I remember your answer. You answered already for me sometime.
Okay, what did I answer?
Just follow the routine, sadhana. Your answer was because yes, follow the routine of sadhana. It's for us. It's mean follow rules and regulations.
Oh yes, this is a. So yes, as I'm saying just now, what Gurudev and Guru Maharaj have given us, not just, I just gave an example of initiation, some formality we do, but it's not a major thing, and we don't neglect that. But our daily life, what we do in the morning program, that we do in the worship, that kind of worship, etc., all of this, it is a middle path. There are so many rules and regulations for even, as Gurudev pointed out, for a disciple meeting their Guru, then there is a whole list of things to do. And Gurudev was reading this in Dum Park, our temple in Calcutta. He was reading from this, and he's sitting in his chair and he's reading it. And in English, he's telling us, you know what he says here? Every time the disciple sees the Guru, they do this. And Guru said, and Gurudev read all these things. And then he said, but if I just want a cup of hot water, what will be? You know. So we've been given how, that's just to meet the Guru. So then, what about doing the puja?
Yeah, what about
So the method of puja, as was followed in Chaitanya Saraswat Math, as far as possible, we shall try. But even then, the method of puja as Srila Gurudev has given, then he's seen the Western world and adjusted. So in other words, Gurudev's standard is not too strict and not too loose. But we should follow that. We shouldn't make things less loose. And we shouldn't go on our own path. Oh, I read all these things and then we start doing all this with the... Anyway, there are so many things, and we've seen some of our sweet devotees, they start doing, or making the designs on the floor, the mandalas, the mantras, and all of this. When Gurudev has seen that, he's not saying, oh, very good, they're going to get such good results. He's basically, actually, he's disapproving. We will follow Guru Maharaj's standard, and we'll use our energy and our focus for the holy name. If we've got extra time, there's no upper limit to chanting the holy name, but for seva in particular. So anyway, practical things, not too rigid but not too loose.
Did Guru Maharaj disapprove those things because it's kind of distracting from the essential activities, chanting the holy names?
Yes, and the central mood, which is not just making designs on the floor.
Because decorating the external world is not necessary.
Practical activity. Gurudev appreciated practical activity. Guru Maharaj appreciated practical activity. But that activity also must be with the mood of devotion. So everything is about our consciousness of doing things. Okay, anyway, we're trying to revisit 8 verses. Okay, and by the way, you all know there is a rather thick book published from the mat called Sri Upadeshamrita. So, we're scratching the surface a little bit. But only 6 senses, particularly we should be controlling. Only 6 things which will destroy our devotional service. But then we're going to come on to the 6 good things, the 6 this and 6 on the positive side. So let us keep moving. Let us keep moving. 3, 4. Oh, that's 4, yes. And then number 5, associating with worldly-minded persons who are not interested in Krishna consciousness. So, and again, this is kind of addressed during the time of initiation, about keeping all our worldly attachments to the worldly people as well as worldly things. Somebody may be very great in the eye of the world, but from the devotional point of view, if they're not a devotee, then it's not good association. And if you mix with very materialistic people and looking up to them as well, thinking, oh, they're so important materialistic people, then we are likely to be attracted to follow that path. Today we went down and we saw those luxury hotels, like Taj Hotel they built down there, like a luxury resort and place where they must be cost hundreds per night to stay. But if we mix with, and I'm thinking, we saw people in the restaurant, they're sitting there, and we don't know what anyone's thinking, but they're if we then see they are all getting high salaries to stay in those places, but then if we mix with that kind of people, we're going to be thinking, oh, I can be like that. By the way, today we are seeing the hotel and seeing the luxury people. There's no problem. They're in Puri. I've got no objection. They've come to Puri. They're not ordinary people. Okay. But like the mentality of a 5-star hotel, and we have a lady here who runs hotels, by the way. The mentality of a like a high-class hotel is, I am paying to be served. Devotees serve automatically. They serve out of love and affection. And then, but in the hotel, it's like, I've got money, I'm paying something. I ring the bell, boy, bring me this, oh, bring me that, oh, this cup is not clean. That's, which is fine, but they're paying for that. Whereas the devotees do that automatically and to each other. And it's the opposite. We all want to be a devotee and not pressing the bell. Do this for me, do that for me, especially when it's me. I want this. I ask for it to be, lightly cooked, and it's too cooked. Send it back. Bring me another one. That kind of mentality. You are paying to be served and paying to be like a master. So we want to leave the association of worldly minded people who have no interest in Krishna consciousness. Again, if they're using all of that in Krishna consciousness, it's another matter completely. Yes. And some people like staying in 5-star hotels, maybe Subhanda. So this is not any comment about devotee. Well, we're in a hotel now. That's another matter. This is a retreat, not a hotel.
Они просто видят потенциал преданности, начинают это использовать себя, а не для Кришны. Должны ли преданные быть осторожны в служении? Ну как, допустим, какой-то человек служит всем и каждому, и другой человек, видя это, начинает просто, эксплуатировать.
Oh, okay. The question is, devotees are naturally serving each other.
Yes.
But sometimes, so we say devotees, aspiring devotees, they're seeing the serving nature of others, and then they're exploiting them and employing them to serve them, or using them for something that they could do it themselves or serve the others as well. So how we should approach that kind of situation?
Okay. Ask the devotees, what does it mean? Be human. Let's be ordinary. Let us be normal and not pretend and do all of this stuff. And it looks bad. It feels bad when somebody's like bossing everyone around. I'm important. We don't want that, and so we just have to be human, and we tolerate whatever. But who is going to mention to such persons, excuse me, Prabhu, we're all meant to serve others. But be human. Be human. Another thing is, we cannot change others, and some people they're going to be. I hope this is not referring to anybody, because I'm not answering for a person. I'm just saying in general. If we see that coming up in an ashram, you kind of want to nip it in the bud and say, we're all here to serve. You wash your own clothes.
One also read from Srila Guru Maharaj saying that to serving devotees, it does not mean that we're trying to satisfy their senses.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate?
Well, yes. Because devotees, we want to serve devotees who are serving. In other words, the devotees are doing something, so what can I do to help you in your service? Rather than, asking what kind of sweets you like, this, that, and the other. And by the way, I have gone many times to buy, questionable items, or not elite, questionable only for taste items for sannyasis, because we used to serve the devotees. And the regular devotees, we're not going to go, they're not the sannyasis, we're really not going to go down to the shop to buy them when they say, oh, Mahananda, I want some this, that, or the other. But, say, well, I'll tell you where the shops are. But if the sannyasis say that, we need to make some arrangement generally, because, sannyasis. Now, really, I am Mahananda, not Madhusudana, because some of the sannyasis can be very, demanding. I need this, that, and the other. We have experience. And I tell myself a long time ago, when I am old, and that time will take sannyas, I kind of learned what really we must not do. So, but still, you see, I know that is really, it is sense gratification. But to give honor to the host, I'm going down to the market, I'm going to every single sweet shop to find that particular sweet that this sannyasi is wanting, because sometimes they're very insistent. I think less now, but coming from ISKCON, our former society, cut that bit out of the video. But it was very hierarchical, conscious. And somebody who had been in the mission like 1 month longer than you, was the supreme authority.
1 week.
Yeah, 1 week long. I mean, really, it was quite like that. So this there was a crossover time between the ISKCONs, the sannyasis, and those who had experience in ISKCON and who took sannyas. And so you have to be human. In that case, you can't say no. That's sense gratification. Getting yourself, I think we get a lot of curses from the sannyas, and we would rather be in the okay. I please somebody and they're happy to have these sweets department. But we have to be a little discriminative. And sometimes, when there's a list of things, sometimes we're kind of overwhelmed. Well, not overwhelmed. Krishna allows us to do everything, but there are priorities. And it might not be the first priority to go searching every shop in Navadip and then finding it's out of season, so no, you can't have it at all. And going back and telling, you went to, oh no, okay. Those who went to Navadip this time, did you go to, okay.
Maharaj,
Yeah.
may I put additional question to Subhadra question?
Oh,
Because,
definitely.
because I understood this in the way that how to deal the exploitation of devotees from non-devotees. Am I right?
Exploitation
Exploitation of
of
devotees
devotees
from
by
by
non-devotees.
non-devotees. Yeah.
Okay. How?
Example.
Because,
Yeah,
example, like some non-devotees see that me, humble person, trying to pacify everyone, and kind of sensing this, and this person is that I can get some benefits from her, from him, and trying then to exploit.
Are you referring to a mother, I don't know,
Pardon?
like a mother, grandmother, or a husband, or something like this?
For example, yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Or
helpful. because I was-
colleague from the
Out there.
out there, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Because we try to practice humility that
Yeah,
you want to practice that also.
to be kind to everyone.
And
Yeah.
then they might take advantage, right? So when are we supposed to show humility or
Yeah.
maybe
It's a case by case thing. The thing is, I don't really have a clear example there. It's case by case. And we need to have our eyes open. We have a limited life, we have limited energy, we want to be devoted. And it's not exploitation when the family expects you to come to their Christmas, that's something natural we do as a human thing with our family and friends. But
Probably one more concrete, more specified example. Like I'm kind to my colleague, and she or her seeing this, and then next time trying to use my qualities and putting overwork on me, like
in
this.
the workplace,
Yeah, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
join a temple and don't go to work.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
The workplace is very difficult. We've got devotees who are one devotee in the bank, in banking. And he described me what it's like in the corporate world. It's a tough place. Well, I suppose it depends, which corporation you're in, who's looking at you. You're going to have to take it on a case-by-case basis. But there's something comes to mind that Gurudev said about the cobra. He said the cobra is coming like this. But he's showing his cobra thing. He's not biting everybody. And he said this about one of our humble devotees when the temple was being threatened. People were coming, they do this extortion thing where you pay money, then we won't bother you like that. And this is in India. And we're in India now. In India, these things go on. Anyway, then anyhow, the devotee didn't stand up to them. But Gurudev is expecting, but that's in the case of the temple, of the devotees. They're not, people just not going to walk over them. They show they're prepared to stand up for themselves, but they don't bite everybody. In the assembly, we're selecting some parts, and we think when you hear this, you must want to be a devotee. Everyone's trying to get free of their troubles, all their trouble, and it will free everyone from all their troubles. We're included in the everyone, and all includes even whatever I think is my great trouble. It's all included. So, and this is the path of Bhakti Yoga. This is surrender to the descending current of goodwill. This is what is being given in the holy name of the Lord. This is devotional service. So our desire, our laulyam, in Sanskrit it is laulyam. It's here laulyam, is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Oh yes, here is laulyam. It's laulyam. This is a hankering. When it is for the Krishna channel, it is very healthy. When it is for the material things, which include name and fame and all those other things, then it is unhealthy. Anyhow, so only 6 things we just mentioned.
Got to the third verse already.
So yeah, we've got the third verse.
Sorry.
Anyway, and there's a question.
Yeah, I'm sorry. No, not the question. I just remember once we were talking about this, and Paramananda gave a helpful contribution to that, at least for me. And he said, it's not that you can avoid mundane people because maybe you are grihasta, you do your normal life, but you must try not to be affected by that. So you can be with them, but try to maintain your stability without being always moved and affected by all this.
Yes, and not to be missing their association when you're somewhere else. Think, well, let's go down to the club. I don't know what, some society of people. Calcutta, they have the Calcutta Club. And it's basically from the British Raj time. And now, instead of the British, it's the wealthier Indians that are in that club. I've been there as a guest.
Lions Club or the Rotary Club?
Oh, well, no, that's the Calcutta Club.
Oh, that's the club.
Yeah, Calcutta Club. And it's like the elite of Calcutta. I've been there as a guest. And honestly, it's all the British Raj, but it is the kind of elite, materially speaking people. Elite, materially speaking people. And to hanker, and this, obviously it's a good place to mix with influential people. But to want to go there and want their company, that's another thing. If you have to go there, and I did have to go there, but you're going there not to mix, but whatever duty you is, or just your duty might just to be sociable with somebody for a devotional purpose, but to go home and then think, let's see if I can join that club and be there. That would be unhealthy. So we do mix with people, yes, but not that our hankering is going to be for them, or our taste will be for being with the rich and famous.
I remember also Barnaby says not to be affected. That Buddha said that famous line. We need promotion from emotion to devotion.
We need promotion from emotion to devotion.
It's famous sentence of Buddha.
Okay? We need promotion from emotion to devotion. Right? Anyhow, lots of things can be said, and actually rolling around in my mind about, what is association, but this is also coming up in what is association between devotees, that gives loving mood between devotees, and then, which is coming up, but Guru Maharaj says that if we do this procedure with the materialists, we will get their qualities. So association is also not necessarily just exactly being in the same place. Just like association with devotees is not necessarily just sitting beside them, or as a mosquito associates, right on the body, living dangerously if he lands on Paramananda's house.
There is justice only, Maharaj, no mercy.
Only just.
Swift.
We went past Svagada this morning, Svaga, Dwara, heaven's door. When we went, the smoke was happily going and you could smell the fragrance. When we came back, seems they had no customers. So. But your mosquito, no need for a fire sacrifice, just Hare Krishna. Okay. Verse number 3, we've made it to verse number 3. So, please look on your sheets if you've got. And by the way, I had something more planned Okay, for another retreat. I mean, for this morning, I thought this morning we'll just recite these verses to revisit them. To revisit them and just put them at the front of our mind rather than. And then I had something else which I got ready, and it's there on that same Sunday on the web just to prove that I've got something ready. But not for now, obviously. Sorry,
How about we make it to the fourth verse, Maharaj, and then we continue tomorrow.
Okay, but I have a hole in my head. Please excuse me. It's been leaking ever since washing my feet in hot water yesterday. Instantly it happened. Where's Srileka? I've got to tell Srileka. She's very much into all the if you do this, that will happen things in the body. She knows the science. If I tell her, she'll
Come up with a remedy.
yeah. Oh, she probably has a remedy in a box. Yeah. Okay, verse number 3. Slowly together. Utsahan nishchayat karyat tat tat karma pravatana sangatyaga sato rite shadvir bhakti prasidyati. So the last one had vinashyati, which is destroy, and prasidyati is to make successful. So now we've got past the hard part. Now you've got all that under control. Now we've got the good things to do. And from here on, it's all good. From here on is all good. We've got the rules of the road, the rules of staying safely. Now we can engage the gear, put the foot on the accelerator, and do the 6 principles favorable to execution of pure devotional service, yes? And you know these, I hope you know these. Being enthusiastic, not to be lazy, or as Gurumar says, not to keep a feeble fire. I mean, every example of our life, not to keep a feeble fire. Keep the fire going. We're going somewhere wonderful. We've got a wonderful journey. We've got wonderful associates. So be enthusiastic. Number 2, be confident. We're doing the right thing. We're going down there. Maybe some bumps and trees fallen across the path, but we're not going to turn back because there's a tree across the path. I thought it was money. If this had a picture of George Washington on it, I'd be putting it in this pocket. Okay. Thank you very much. Govinda, Govinda. So, 1, to be confident. No, enthusiastic. Sorry. 1, to be enthusiastic. 2, to be confident. And then 3, to be patient. We're going on a journey beyond the moon and the sun and the stars. We're going to Goloka Vrindavan. We've got to be patient and know that we are on that journey going in that direction. And Guru Maharaj says, and we were hearing this in a talk yesterday, if we just try to leap there without going through the proper process, the proper journey, then we invite a quick return, a quick fall, because we've not got the proper foundation. So we must do everything right. You can have real diamonds and you can have plastic diamonds, which look very good, made in China. You can have real flowers. For like 3 days, I've seen these lotuses, and I thought they were real lotuses. And then somebody brought the leaves that go with them. They thought, oh, we should put the leaves in there. When they put the leaves in, so those were fake leaves. But then found out all the lotus was fake. But anyway, you can have a real lotus, you can have a fake lotus. So anyway, let's be patient and follow the path and not think it has to be finished in a day, this idea. Okay, then number 4, acting according to the devotional practices. So number 4 in the don't was about like the regulations and all this, do this, turn this way, turn around this way, this time this way, this time this way, many things. But this is about following the 9 practices of devotional service, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, etc. Then that's number 4. Number 5 is reinforcing this idea that in the don't do is, don't have that close association with materialists. And then here, and that means materialists who have no interest in Krishna consciousness. There's nothing more dry than talking to somebody who's so smart, but you mention anything about Krishna and they can't catch the thread of that at all. And it's just, a great person in some estimation, but it's just a dry conversation without anything, without Krishna. So anyhow, it's here in number 5 is similar, but it's the positive side. Oh, I've resolved to abandon the association. The association of non-devotees. It's like a clean step. So there's one side which is don't do, and then the other side which is the do is I've resolved to abandon that association. As association, these are my dear friends. And we have, again, we've got lots of examples. Okay, we'll come to number 6. So number 6 is following in the footsteps of the previous acharyas. Means what have they given? We will follow that. And the thing is, we are super fortunate because it's not that we're trying to follow what was done even just 500 years ago. We are trying to follow what's being given just a few years ago, which is the present day. So we've got absolutely practical guidance to follow the guidance of the previous acharyas, giving us our journey in the present age. If we only had the scripture, we'll all be sitting and thinking like, oh, to what standard, which way will we do? This is what they did, we can't do like that. But what will we do? But we've been given the practical way. So following the previous acharyas, and we've got right to the present time, basically absolutely present for us and really for everybody, because in there recorded everything. Gurudev, Guru Maharaj Srila Prabhupada are giving us how to behave, what to do, what is practical. And nowhere in there does it say, stand on one leg for 100 years. Keshavananda will be trying for a while. Anyway, those are all positive things. As I say, with our intention was just to revisit Upadesha Amritam to continue. So it is good to learn these, even if not the Sanskrit. I mean, if we know the Sanskrit and don't know the meaning, it's something because it's an auspicious sound and everything. But actually, to know the meaning, and this is the guidance of our life. This is the important part for us. Okay, now we come to association. So we had 6 senses to control. We have something to do, not just to live like an animal. So we've been given, okay, you want to come? 6 senses to control. Okay, you want to come? 6 things. Don't do these things. It's not to harm you. We want to come. So here's 6 things to do. It's very good for you. And now 6 ways to associate with devotees, which will increase the loving relationship, priti, love and affection for devotees. And so what are these things? 1, offering gifts in charity, giving presents, giving gifts to the devotees. 2, accepting gifts in charity. And in this way also, Guru Maharaj is giving like levels of God realization, but levels of understanding these different directions that are coming. In general, that is wonderful. But if we can offer to the pure devotee and give them new things and receive from them whatever they give to us, this is the best. And this is the interaction on the level of the pure devotees with the students, with the disciples. And so loving relationship, it's not a business relationship. It's explaining here presently, this will give us the loving, this will wake up and increase our loving attachment between each other. But when this is from the upper to us, we are getting love and affection from above. That's a good sign, because we're actually going to the land of love and affection. And we are told Krishna is the head of that land. And we have every reason to believe it. I mean, we do believe it. And so that is the relationship with the devotees. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, to the general public, was seen as very strong, lion, Singha, Hom Krita, a very loud, banging on the table and expressing what is Krishna consciousness. Wake up, you sleeping souls, you're going to fall over Niagara Falls, or if you're in Africa, Victoria Falls, and wherever it may be. You know, you're going down the river and you're all looking very nice. Wake up, you're going to go over there. Outwardly, Srila Saraswati Thakur was like hard like a thunderbolt, like a lion going out. But Guru Maharaj in Premadam, in Pranamami Sada Prabhupada Padam, there you see. But inside he was as soft and loving as a lotus petal. His loving mood with the devotees, his gracious mood. And it is that which is being increased when we are able to have this interaction with that senior section. And then 3, revealing one's mind in confidence. I can say my mind in confidence. And then inquiring confidentially. Now you know my situation. Please tell me, how should I proceed? And confidentially. And many confidential dealings between the devotees and Guru Maharaj. And Guru Maharaj, yes, but I'm thinking this now, Gurudev actually. Many confidential interactions. And they're confidential. And Gurudev keeping confidential, and Gurudev giving guidance. And this trusting relationship, this is increasing the loving relationship. We can trust our mother, we can trust our father, we can trust our grandfather. This is also one of Gurudev's stresses, is about, you all have a wonderful grandfather, and you all have 2 wonderful grandfathers, or not all of you, but many of you have 2 wonderful grandfathers in the form of Gurudev and Guru Maharaj. And they absolutely will give you all that affection, everything. This is the real line of our safe journey home. So giving gifts and accepting from them the remnants of accepting gifts, to reveal one's mind in confidence and to inquire confidentially, and then offering prasad and receiving prasad, something you all heard. But still, that if it can be done, to offer to the higher and take the remnants of that, then we are getting that loving relationship from the higher quarter. And it was Kala Krishnadas, correct? Kala Krishnadas, who in Bengal, in Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita, he would go to all the Vaishnavas that he could find, and he would give them some ingredients. Oh, I just want to come by and give you some ingredients. And then he says, I just humbly ask at the end of your meal, can you just give me some of your remnants at the end? And if they would not give, he said, okay. And then he would hide somewhere. And then you've seen traditionally in India the leaf plate. And they eat on the leaf plate. And when it's finished, fold the leaf plate over, pick it up, take it out, and you put it somewhere for the original recycling world is right here. Before leaves were made of plastic. And so then with Kala Krishnadas, he would...
Perhaps it's not him, but I don't remember the name though. Kala Krishnadas is the one who accompanied Mahaprabhu.
I think this is the Kaliya Krishnadas. Okay, we'll see. Okay, where's Sevarupa. You have the reputation now.
She's our database.
Yeah, our database. And we check the name, especially if we're online. By the way, Saraswati is preaching even when she's filming somebody. For those of you who are looking into this camera, I don't know where this is going, but it's got the London big card on the back and the London spot. Bhakti Yoga Institute, Wednesdays, come for our thing with heart and soul. We invite you. It's all here, so she's always preaching. But we're online, so we better get the name right. So we just. But this principle, we'll double check the name, or we'll check the name, and but this idea that giving the ingredients and receiving the remnants of the devotees. This is all dealt with in more detail in that very thick book. But with all devotees, on distributing prasadam, accepting prasadam from the loving hands of the devotees, it's all increasing the loving relationship with each other. So this is how to behave with each other. Beautiful thing. Any objection? Distributing prasad and accepting prasad? Okay.
Kalidas.
Kalidas.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you for reminding me because, yeah. Kalidas.
It's the first
Is
time
the-
I beat Sevarupa.
Okay.
First time in many years.
Sevarupa is overwhelmed by the association. Hare Krishna.
That's not just internet control.
Oh, yes, the internet. Oh, yes. Yeah. Okay. So, Hare Krishna. What are we going to say? We've had six, and six things to learn. Okay? Recap: 6 senses to control, 6 things not to do, the 6 things to do, and the 6 forms of increasing and loving relationship with the devotees. 6, 6, 6, and 6. Now you're all getting tired, so there's only 3 in the next one. So 6, 6, 6, 6, and 3. And so 3, one should, and this is in our approach to the devotees. How do we interact with other devotees? How do we interact with devotees? One should, number 1, mentally honor the devotee who chants the holy name of Krishna. So sometimes, like today, one man is with us and followed us all the way for a long time, maybe. I don't know if he's initiated or not, but chanting the name of Krishna, we'll mentally give honor to anybody who's chanting the name of the Lord. And one should offer humble obeisances to the devotee who has got spiritual initiation, diksha, and is engaged in worshipping the deity. Well, it says here in this translation, engaged in worshipping the deity, engaged in seva. The actual word is, Vajantam Isham Shushrayaha. Oh no,
This verse is different.
sorry. Oh, we never recited the verse also. So one must honor in initiation, but it doesn't say actually engage in devotional service. It's
Well, Bhajanta Mission refers to that. The one who is engaged in devotional service.
oh yes, engage in devotional service, but not necessarily the idea of worshipping the deity, like he's got deities and he's worshipping the deity. He's worshipping the Lord through his service. So one who's practically engaged, connected with diksha. And by the way, people sometimes, what's a diksha? And Guru uses the expression Harinam, and in Bengali it's actually from Dikka, that K S with a dot under. Sometimes it's so it does Harinam Dikka and Gayatri Dikka. It means initiation. Harinam initiation. Gayatri initiation. This way. So one So one mentally honors anyone who's chanting the holy name. They're off to the start. They're getting off the starting blocks. They're on the way. Number two, one should offer humble obeisances to the devotee who's undergone initiation and who's worshipping the Lord, basically. Who's actually worshipping the Lord. He's connected in worshipping, but not necessarily exactly the deity as may be thought here. And three, one should associate with and faithfully serve that pure devotee who advanced in undeviating, straight devotional service, not going this side, but undeviating devotional service, and whose heart is completely devoid of the propensity to criticize others. And we see that this criticism thing is very injurious and harmful. And we want to clean ourselves from all harmful things. And what better way than to serve one who has no envy, who has no tendency to criticize, who's always looking to see the good things in others. And even when somebody is doing wrong or whatever, they still know that they've come, and the devotees, they still know they've come so close to something very great, and we should try to not let it go away from this very rare opportunity, and at least to keep the door open and not to have like bad feelings that, okay, for some reason something is happening, but really we can try to keep their mentality more straight in Krishna consciousness, but when we can't, then at least we keep the door open and say, you know, welcome back, but we'll give our respect to them from a distance. Otherwise we also will be caught up in criticism and all kinds of other things. So here we've got three things to remember only. And this third one is should associate with, and associate means savor. Associate with, oh well, here we are, and faithfully serve that pure devotee who is advanced in undeviated devotional service and whose heart is completely devoid of the propensity to criticize others. And that is Gurudev, that's Guru Maharaj, that's Srila Prabhupada. And so we all have that opportunity to serve them now. And so closely, especially when we say our grandfathers, what is the grandfather? Then we want what is service? We want to make the Vaishnavas happy. We can make the pure devotees happy by trying to be good boys and girls and following these six and three things. There are actually three more verses because verse 6, another 6, verse 6, verse 7, verse 8. I don't know how we're doing. Probably exhausted everybody by now. Yes. Of tomorrow or sometime, or other things planned tomorrow. This afternoon is the afternoon. Good news that Paramana's throat is much better because 3:30 today, he's the questions and answers. With the microphone, you don't have to exert.
You have my blessings to take extended siesta. I feel like 5, it's good.
You know, yesterday I did not have an extended siesta. I didn't have a siesta. But I wasn't at the gathering. We're doing something else yesterday for the youngsters. And I thought, I was looking forward, you know, for where's the link? And then later I saw on the thing, it's not recorded. It is only live. So we need somebody to say what the youngsters said actually.
Okay, can you repeat it? One more, tomorrow.
How many came? I hope it wasn't deserted.
No.
No, okay. And I try to be, at least for part of the time, you know, every time. And I wasn't here yesterday, but anyway, I was not here. But if I'd actually known, I would have made it, as you said, about priorities. I would have prioritized coming.
Yeah.
And by the way, if somebody still kind of needs to see me, and maybe you even asked me, and I said yes, and we haven't fulfilled the connection, please take the opportunity, I mean, so that we can use the time, because unfortunately, as we got reminded yesterday, we don't have a lot of days left in this world, but we don't have a lot of days left in the retreat. So if any points or anything, please do see me, or make a time that we try to use that. Okay. So are you homework?
Yes.
6, 6, 6, 6, 3. And I'd like to continue, but not done. But the 6 senses to control. 6 things which will destroy our devotional service. So 6 senses to control, 6 things to destroy. That's the guideline. Be human and civilized human, and be well. Don't do the bad things which will destroy. So those 2 things. Then the good things. 6 good things which will assure the success of your service. Then the 6 good things which will increase your loving relationship with the devotees and your loving relationship with the guides and guardians who are above our heads. And then 3 ways of how our attitude to the devotees. And so our mind, okay, we've been through it all. And let's try to make this so it's automatic. Then it's not automatic for me to know the Sanskrit. I know it. But we try to have clearly ourselves always to remember these things.
Raj, I have one question,
Yes.
if I allowed.
Of course you're allowed. If they allow you.
Do you have an idea, or there is any concept why the number 6 is so important? Why not 8?
No, there are 8. Eight
I-
verses of instruction here.
I
8
have-
verses of
I have an idea of my interpretation, and I do not want to
Well,
miss.
I also don't want to.
Yeah.
We're just happy that it just
Yeah.
it may be a coincidence, but it helps us. I'm only making this like 6 help us remember the 6 things. But you're going to give me a numerology answer.
Yeah, or Jyotish, because number 6 is well, in body, this is Venus, and this is kind of mercy, because Jupiter is kind of justice, but Venus is mercy.
I never
Yeah,
heard
yeah.
Gurudev say much talk about anything. Actually,
This
I
is
mean,
why
I know there's a whole science
yeah.
for the influence of the stars and the constellations. All science. It is a science. Gurudev, those who study it, there is science. But Gurudev's, I never heard him talk about any of these things, but he gives acknowledgement that many things, they're interrelated. It's not just as the creation of physical things, but the planets, they have their influence on this, that, and the other.
Because Shukracharya, the Acharya, or the guru of Asuras, who we are. Yeah.
No, you're
Yeah.
not.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
were.
yeah.
Now you're
Oh,
not.
there. Yeah.
You left your guru.
Yeah.
Anyway, the analysis part really Gurudev. By the way, Gurudev sometimes gave some amazing answers when he was asked, like some of these. I have a question. I mean, maybe I read it or not, but it's an amazing question. I can just say, well, Guru may have answered this, but I've never heard anything like it. And does it matter? Does it matter? And it's a question. Anyway, I won't read it now, but No, it's a question that's coming from a devotee, so they're asking, but they're trying to understand something about, why this day falls before that day, and what this is, and they read it from Mahabharata, this is this. But Gurudev, he knew, like, encyclopedia way, and he could have been like so technical on so many things, but he never discussed that kind of thing with us. One or two touches of such things came. Some touches. But sometimes devotees whose like whole interest was that, he was able to talk. He could probably answer your question. But that's only within the materials. Okay, some good news. Lunch is coming up. Which is nice. But in Kadashi, it's good to have something on a card, not relax, Harikata and everything. And all good things, we want to try to do good things for the foundation, strong foundation always. And we saw today a house, when I saw they were digging to make foundations of a house. Same time, that house next door, you could see foundations of the house. And so I was thinking, that looks like it could crack and that door can go down. So if we don't want to have any crack in our foundation, even we've got our house being built, but we want to keep that foundation. Tomorrow, see, the house is falling down. Devotees, Jai Shri Gurudev ki Jai, Jai Shri Guru Maharaj ki, Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. And now, mid offering is Suresh Krishna. Oh, he went probably. But is Suresh Krishna there?
No, he's off doing his
He's doing his thing. And there's no law against going there and chanting Bhagavati if you wish to chant something. And then after that, you've got your Anukalpa, something small that we take on Ekadashi to keep body and soul together. Not an Ekadashi feast, the wrong conception. And by the way, Ananda Sarupini, welcome back into the world with us. And Ananda Sarupini and all devotees, if you have difficulty to sit on the floor or anyway, please don't put yourself to trouble, because then it has more repercussions. So this is yukta, practical application of our life. Yes, it's the custom is humble to sit on the floor, but when it's not practical for us, sit in a chair. If you get pains, if you don't lean against the wall, lean against the wall. But you won't get pain if you don't lean. Nitai Gaur, Pemanandi, Kalpatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhu Ekata Patita Pav. All of you tolerant devotees took you for a long walk, and then you came back and had a long